impromptu. I wasn't planning on doing it, but Sarah, I don't think anybody's on right now. Gotta hit you up later. I don't know if that means I'm seeing the chat because there's no chat. All right. So today, how's everybody doing? Much love, much light, everyone. Melchizedek had come through. I wasn't sure who it was at first, and it was actually a division of him. Like, now that I think about it, now that I sense it. Anyways, the point of this, we know. Okay, he's ready to go. I was not ready to do this today. Not like I'm not, but you know, I love it when they impromptu or wake me up at 2:11 in the morning. You know, just so I can make posts. What the heck? No, I'm kidding. You always got to meditate and see what's going on. So yeah, I just wanted to mention, you know, like the importance myself. I wanted to do personally like an extension of the transmutation with Zadkiel, and I was just gonna say like shadow work part 2 or something, or extension or continued, but instead someone else is coming through, and so I had to figure out who it was. I've had a couple actual offers, and what I'm going to be doing is bringing out a lot of different beings in the near future. So we will get to know them all. I hope to introduce them all to you and understand how you know, all of these teachings mean something when added up together. It isn't for you to learn the lesson and forget. It's for you to learn the lesson and integrate it into the other aspects of your life. Figure out an association, like memorizing words. Do whatever you have to do to integrate the fundamentals. Sarah, again, me and you were talking about this, to, you know, to build upon. The reason why, if you say, anyone in the spiritual community also, okay, this is for all of us. If you're feeling up and down, you're still feeling up and down because you still haven't built foundations. You know, it's okay to stretch and understand and then, you know, and try to figure things out and get frustrated. You know, it's okay. These things are, you know, but when you land, if you don't land, when you're like, okay, I've tried to figure it out, let's just receive. You know, if you land and you go into like, you know, you want to land on your foundation. Okay, okay. The foundation is the core unit to all structural integrity. Yes. Melchizedek wants me to say more about him. He was the king of Salem in the Bible? It's in the Bible. It's in Genesis. I think I read that once. Pretty sure I read that once. And he served the Most High, right? The God of the Most High God or something like that. And he served with bread and wine, right? Okay, cool. Shut up, notifications. I gotta learn how to turn these things off before I go live. Because he serves the Most High, because he was king, because he is a very devoted level of sainthood, priesthood. This is why he's referred to as Lord Melchizedek. He was the leader of many priesthoods and the high point was his offering to his high point. So he recognizes and appreciates and understands the hierarchy, and this is why he wanted to come through, and this is what he started telling me earlier, you know, was that it's mutual respect. It's not you're the master and so therefore you know everything and I gotta like worship you. It's like, no, he just learned something that you haven't. Like, he just did something because he lived in this part of the world. He knows how to live in a desert versus you grew up, in the city, or whatever, suburbs is the city. So it's, it's a totally different life, different way of living. It's fast paced, and then it's like sand. Thanks. That's what you said. Just say sand. Okay, sand. Oh, you're too funny, bro. Let's see. Look at this big old head of mine. Filling it up. I already had work today, so it's like I had to come off of that, switch over to this. Am I hydrated enough? I don't think so. Hold on. You're like more sips. All right. Okay. So what are we saying? Let's go back to what's honor and respect. Truly seeing each other as equals. Truly. Because for even I was of station, and even I served of station, someone, a being. But it's not about ego, right? It's just about the honor and respect for who and what something means for you in your life, that they're teaching you something. You're teaching them something, whoever you are in that case, right? Because even the teacher learns from the students, they learn to refine their teaching. So what's important to remember is the fact that in order to be that which you are, as this one has said before, he's giving me that reference when I made the video where I was talking about how, you just have to do it. Like we all, we want to be our higher selves. We want to be this, all right. Well, then that means, and it's just like the adage, in order to do something, to be something new, or experience something new, you have to do something that you haven't done before. So whatever you think you have to do, like, it's probably not it. I don't know. I think that was an extension I just added, not that last part. Let's take that up. But you have to be it. And I've said that too, I think recently, even like doing it, like doing the meditations, doing it, becoming, right? Like, how do I channel? How do I know how to channel? How do I know who I'm talking to, right? Biggest question in the world. Biggest critic question in the world. That I'm not schizo, right? It's because I've meditated enough, like a lot, okay, to where it's like I say about Buddha. He meditated in a cave by himself for 9 years and left alone. Leave me alone. I got to go away for 9 years. I'll be back. All right, just relax. And when I come back, I'm going to fill you guys with the greatest knowledge you've ever visited, I mean, I don't know what that means, but it's kind of obvious, and that's a big thing too. I think there's a level of, it's a tiny chair. I got a big butt. Never mind that. Just trying to have fun. Okay, what? Yeah, that's okay. So he's saying he's trying to combine. I'm asking him too, like, about the ego, and I just made the video, and he's just saying where it is a merger. It is a merger. You get a lot of power. You get a lot of this. You get a lot of that from your dark side. When you realize that the pain that you have, even in your own body, is a pain from something that you have to let go of and dissolve. The pain is there because you're still holding on to something. Once you let go and you embrace it, it becomes a power because you release that chi flow. This isn't just spiritual. This is all real. Everything that we talk about is real, like all the time. We keep acting like things aren't real because we compartmentalize and we separate. So, and I talk about this idea, this concept, consistency of thought, right? Consistency of vibration. Vibration is your foundation. Consistency of thought is a piece of that foundation. Hey, Dina. And so, yes, what was I saying? What were you saying? You don't want to, still remembering the fundamentals in spiritual work. When you're working with spirit, remember, there's always another level. Just how we said before, you're going back and forth. Okay, it's because you don't have your foundation. That's fine. You go back and forth anyways. The only way to get the newer knowledge is by going up and then coming back down and grounding it and seeing what it means. So there is a human aspect to it. So don't separate your own self spiritually from your human. It is a merger of the two. But the integration is it's a process. You've heard many times in the community that, this is the first time we're doing it in the physical body. Okay, so it's going to be new. But it's a very real process. And integrating the two, and I've wanted to talk about this, and I call it the merger, I've always had a word in my head, this idea of merging. And where it came from was being in school, maybe junior high and that, where, on one half, like after school, I was partying, right, or whatever. On the other half, when I was at school, I was a good student. Like, I knew I'm not going to mess this up just because I want to hang out and have fun when I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, so to me, it was sort of like the merger of both worlds. And I think a lot of people, we still kind of go through things like that. To different extents, some of us, we grow into it, we're our full, whatever, I like to party, whatever, I'm gonna work this job, whatever, I'm always that person. Some people maybe still stay separate, some people, you know what I mean, it's different. But the merger, right, spiritual knowledge, higher, human wants, desires, needs, right? So there's a big, we should probably do a lot on the ego alone. You know what I mean? There's a lot of layers. Yeah, he knows. Thanks. We all know the ego. We all know to tame it. Temper it. I love that word. I love the word temper. It's like a blacksmith, You just have to be always nice. Yeah, that's the one I want to say. He's saying you want to be careful, you want to be patient, you want to be peaceful, you want to appreciate, you want to go gracefully as much as you can, but we also need to really get over a big piece of our egos in effect of worrying that we've offended or worrying that we are being attacked. It's really attack and defense that happens too much, because sometimes people get on the defensive. You didn't even attack. Sometimes you attack and they don't get on the defensive. I don't know where I'm going with that. See, I just let him talk. He's on a roll. Sorry, bro. The differences between the two will be settled amongst yourselves once the confidence is back inside and you're not worried about it. This is why I talk of this one. I'm always, I talk about anything and everything. A lot of times people are afraid to talk about stuff, and they're really just words, right? And that isn't to say they're not powerful. Look at how powerful they are. That we can have a conversation, and you can change my world with your conversation. You know what I mean? That's amazing. But at the same time, you could just not, like, we'd have the same conversation with different people, and so the choices are really yours, as co-creators, right. And so we're co-creating this play, and it's going to be the integration of ourselves within each other, because we're the reflections. If we can't rely on each other as reflections, you know what I mean, then it's okay to be upset. It's okay to learn, to try things, and then feel great that they worked out too. I'm glad you meant thank you. I'm like, dude, what's with the... I'm like, let's go he. Happy. Right? Like, I know. Like, been working all day too, so I'm like, what was that? I don't know. He's asking me what was that. Doesn't matter, bro. Because you know why? Because we're just having fun. Doesn't matter what I say. We're just trying to talk, and so much more. You know what I mean? Like, so much more can come from. He's saying it's the ego. The ego has to get itself out. The ego is the one who's always this, that, the other. What about this? What about that? How come this? Are we there yet? No, shut up. That's the ego. It's like it wants to just get it out because it's expressing itself, right? And so in our society, we're always taught to hold back, keep it down, keep it this and this and this, right? So until the flow becomes free, right, we're still not going to get the proper alignment for ourselves because it's off balance. I'm doing the figure 8 right now, horizontally, okay? It's like we have to see more of what is happening and what we're learning as a society, as a people, as a culture, as everything. Yeah, I know. Well, we will. Sort of. We're getting there. Yeah, spiritual ego, though. I know. We're getting there. All right. We're getting there. If you say so. He says, you know how these things always wrap around. I'm just hoping it does. Hope and faith. That's my Archangel Michael. What is Archangel Archaea Faith? That's my girl. Right? No, I don't know. Faith. Yeah, I can definitely see that, though. It's funny, You always have to know that it's going to work out. Like, period. I can't emphasize that enough. There's so much more fun you can have. Like, it's like when I wear masks now in work, I just... Sorry, I had to adjust it. Just like a second. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to have fun right now. Like, it's like transmutation. That's why we did that. I know. Okay, so these are the lessons, right? You have to learn to transmutate into what you want and not just into a spiritual sense of self where you're just here to offer messages telling people this, that, the other, and whatever. There's in channeling. It's very precise. Like, you have to, it takes practice. You have to learn what to say, what not to say, because the messages are coming through. So it's kind of like, and you have to filter them out first as the human, especially. And it's not so much that we have to filter as a human as much as it does get filtered through our human. So we have to make sure we properly reference what it is that's coming through and why. I mean, if you see an image, they show you an image of like being at the park with the dog and walking a dog, and there's a kid playing. I mean, you got to be able to figure that out. So it's not just what's obvious and at the surface. It's like when you start to channel and you communicate with your higher self and communicating with other beings. They start. It comes in as like, and I always You know, why is it the softest sound that we hear? Right? Is that littlest softest voice I can't even hear is the one I need to do. Well, why are you yelling it in my face then? Why do I hear everything else? You know, it's like, and that's the development of your senses. You know, that's because we're still primarily on the five senses, or you're still in that realm-ish, like, just, and it's not like we're always in that realm, right? This is the merger, spiritual ego, right? Okay, spirit and human and ego, it all goes together, right? You don't unlock your power until you understand all of them, who you are, why you are, right? And from there you can create what it is that you want to create. Yeah, I get that a lot, because I'm a Libra, so I'm always indecisive, right, by nature. But I'm a guy. I know exactly what I've wanted my whole life. It's never changed, and so I'm just, doing what I can do to get there. Why are we dancing? No, it's just, oh my gosh. Yeah. Let's stop there for something. Yeah, I'm just going to stop. Because I don't know what we're talking about. Spiritual ego. No, it's good. Yeah, okay. All right. All right, that was him. No, it's good. See, and this is why I like practicing with you guys too, because it gives me more time to bring through different beings and interact with them myself, and you guys get to see it. These are literally like lessons, like, in and of themselves. Yes, we know. All right. He wants me to talk about the merger. So he's saying, coming from a lower density, just like, okay, senses, right? This has to be clear and clean. This has to be clear and clean. When you are a divine being, and in your light, and in your soul, you're not partaking in anything physical. Not like you should or shouldn't. This is not where we're going with this. We're expressing the duality, the opposite. Right? This is physical. When you aren't, you can't, right? And you can still live, you can still eat, you can still breathe, you can still, because we still exist, we still express, we still flow with the currents. Okay. And in doing so, this is why we say spirit first, spirit-led, spirit-bound. Spirit leads first, because we are already flowing, and we're guiding the energy. We're guiding it. And it's through our consciousness, right? And to be in a human body, and to be a localized point of so much more than, the average human considers. I need a new chair. This is my drum chair. It's not meant for sitting for comfortably. But let's see. Is that it? I just want to say that. That's so funny. You were on such a thing. Where'd you go with that? He's kind of just like, he's saying there's so many okay, let's go. There's so many lessons within the community that we all have to learn. And there's so many different layers, and there's so many different points. It's when we say that you learn something, you gain, you go higher consciousness, and then there's more, and then there's more, and then there's more. But the saying is also that before enlightenment, right? Gather water, chop wood. After enlightenment, gather water, chop wood. You still have to do so. You must all understand that the ego, right, exists within you as a being, fundamentals, right, in your entirety. So knowing who you are, knowing why you're here, is the process of you learning how you react to all the things that are around you and in your life. There is a difference from where you were born into, particularly for those who have to, ground light or uplift, Chicago, something like that. But these are all signatures on your imprints on you, which are all changeable. You can change your even your DNA, right? But has the scientist not told you that yet, so you don't believe it's true? Or do you believe that you can do these things, right? So there's a difference between knowing and knowing. There's the knowing that your science gives you, and then there's the knowing that allows you to be quiet, that allows you to be at peace. The knowing that sits in the center of your being, where all body, being, energy comes from, into. You can call it the high heart. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Sorry, guys. High heart. The high heart in Taoist, which I guess we could start talking about too. That's going to be good. That's going to be a lot of good stuff in that. The high heart is not your physical heart, right? So in a sense, you can think of it as the heart chakra. I think that would be most appropriate. When you sit there and you slow your vibrations, you can merge. Thank you. I'm like, what are you? I'm like, what? You can. It's going to be quiet. You can merge the top and the bottom. Right? Because as I've said before, it's not about this part of my body sore, we get rid of it. No, it's about you need to be nice to it. How much of our world is programmed into this aggression and being mean and just not understanding the power that is within just having the ability to not, go on a rampage. We all want a rampage, but if you don't, that's, take that, you're doing a good job. Feel good about yourself. It's okay. That's funny. What does that mean? That's for all the people who, we got politics, we got a lot of stuff going on. Oh yeah, he's live too right now. I gotta check that out. I didn't know I totally forgot. Okay. 30 minutes. What do we got? Alright. I don't know. I think that's it. Spiritual ego. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice. That's the key. Stop. Slow down. Be nice. When channeling, when connecting to the higher energies, divine energies, you must make sure they are divine. Because channeling is channeling is channeling. What radio station are you turned to? low frequency or high frequency. We're always channeling. But who are we channeling and what are we channeling and why? Who are your guides? You should meet them. Ask for new ones. or, or tell them they need to help you here or help you there. You know what I mean? Why are you guiding me? Right? In the first place. So there's a discernment with spiritual ego, right? The light and the purity that's within you is what you gotta, that's your guide. That light, that breath of fresh air, the love. Always go with the love, because even love can explain, or even, can speak also for all divisions. Whereas in anger, darkness, they can't speak for all divisions. And then even if you're learning channeling light, even that can be on all kinds of different divisions too, that you'll have to learn how to, translate, communicate, things like that. So when you're on your spiritual path, just remember that it's a learning experience for all of us, and that no matter what is going on and being said, it's a reflection. It's useful. It's supposed to be, it's supposed to be helpful. Don't forget that it's supposed to be helpful, and that's the point, right? Like, be nice, because you're all learning, and some of you are teaching, and there's some things you are teaching others, your kids, your whoever, right? And there are other things that you're still learning. So, right, it's much bigger. It's way bigger. Step back and enjoy, I guess, right? Sounds funny. Step back and enjoy. Thank you. I totally said that like absentmindedly. So step back and enjoy. Okay, all right, we'll do that. Right, because it is the journey. It's your path. It's the self-realization and uncovering of yourself. And that's the true joy. That's the true joy. The moment when you uncover another layer and you free yourself, the moment you heal any soreness in the body, and it releases, and then you have chi flow through it, you'll feel more powerful, right? Like, and that's all just for your own journey, just, like, don't be, like we all have to be on the same page. It's like, it all shuts down once one of us shuts down, like once somebody gets mad or starts yelling or starts, I don't know, that's when it starts shutting down. What are we talking about? He's saying, just in the sense how we were talking earlier about how, you need to put this in my head again, how it shuts down. What shuts down? Oh, okay. Just like free-flowing communication, just like it's great. It's so much fun to play and be silly, and what did I just say, and you don't know. We can look at the squirrel. What? Like we could say anything to each other right now, right? So playing. Okay, now what's the rest? And shutting down. Oh, okay, yeah. So what was shutting down? He's picturing, he's like giving me somebody who's just frustrated and getting angry and, or whatever, or they, like, hey, let's talk about it. No, I don't want to. All right. Okay, I won't go over it. And I want to help, but, the best thing I can do is I need to redirect myself. And that's okay too, right? But we're communicating. See what I mean? See how it works? Right. That was funny. But it shuts down. Well, yeah. Well, yeah, once we stop, we're all just mad. We live in a crazy, whatever weird world, and I don't know, everybody's getting. Sorry, I'll just switch legs. All right, I'm gonna stop blabbing. That's pretty much it for today. Spiritual ego. Okay, that's it. Yeah, there's really not. I think he's giving me a couple more examples, but all right, guys, love yous. Talk to you later. Bye.